If your videos feel boring and editing tutorials don't seem to help, it's because you've been taught how to edit without the why. I'll show you step by step as if you've never edited before on the most basic and most important tools to use to turn a video from good to great. By doing edits this way, I grew my channel more in 2 months than I did in over 3 years. First thing you might notice is you might not have this bar over here on the bottom. If you don't have that, you go to Workspace and click on Show Panel Navigation. You're going to need this little bars here. This is how you do the majority of your editing, and then you'll go to the rocket over here when you want to render the video later. These other things, I don't use a ton. They're not super important unless you're doing some complex edits. Like this is the one I use the most to make black and white moments. You can change the colors. You can do some pretty complicated stuff if you learn the other parts. But for now, we're sticking to the basics. If you don't have this over here, that's simply one of the parts up here, the effect. Media pool is where you add your files. This is the very start of what you'll be doing. You simply go to File, Import, Media, and you go to whatever file that you want to edit. Once you know the file, simply double click. You can choose to change the frame rate. I usually don't change it. And it will be here in your media pool. This is where you can add honestly anything that you want for the video. This is where you can add images, sound effects, whatever you like. To start editing on the video, you left click and drag, and it will create a timeline. For long videos, it'll take a minute for the audio to show up. This one is 3 hours long, so it takes a minute for it to read it all. Now that the audio has shown up, I like to bump it a bit for videos. You can see that these 2 arrows show up when I go to the audio level, and you simply left click, drag up to make louder, down to make quieter. I like to drag up so that the highest points in the audio are touching the top and the bottom, because if you go a bit more, then that's too loud. And usually this is fine, but a bit quiet. Viewers will have to turn up their volume a bit more. If you are scrubbing through a VOD to find clips, I always try to find the moments where the audio seems to peak the most. For example, over here. And I was correct to go here because you can see there's a monster. So what I do is I go through the area that the clip is around. I find the beginning of the clip. I go to this blade tool. This is how you split the video and audio. And then I'll go to the end of where the clip is and cut it there as well. So let's pretend this is the only clip in this whole VOD that I plan on editing. I will right click on this and I'll cut that. But for this part, if I do that, then this is kind of floating in the middle of nowhere. So instead, I use Control Z to undo, left click, and I do a ripple cut. What a ripple cut does is move it all the way to the beginning or to wherever the beginning of the last part is. So if we undo again, let's say if we do ripple cut, it will bring it to here. So we'll do that again, and it will be at the very beginning, and this is all that we'll be working with. So this clip is a minute long, but we're gonna cut it down. The first thing we wanna do is we gotta cut out the moments that we wanna keep, which means that we cut out all silent moments. Now this next step you don't need to do if you plan on doing a long form video, but I want to turn this into a YouTube short or TikTok, so here's how we change the aspect ratio. You want to go to File, then Project Settings, then you're going to do a custom timeline format, and basically you're just going to switch these numbers around. And now you are in shorts format. Some people keep it like this so you can see the whole thing, but there are a couple ways to make it a little bit more interesting. One of the ways is you copy and paste what you were doing, so you now have 2 of it. You take the one that is on the bottom, you zoom it in. You're going to want to go over here to Open FX, and you do Gaussian blur. With clips like this, rather than that, I tend to do this instead. I again copy and paste, and I zoom in, and for the bottom one, I zoom in to my face. You can do this for the whole video, or you can zoom in 2 parts here and there. You zoom in to important parts in the game, or you zoom in to the face when nothing's really going on in the game, and the important part is the talking. Now it's time to add some effects. So there's already sound effects in the game, but adding a few more can make it even better. Something to be careful of, if you want to ripple cut an audio, it will ripple cut the video with it even if it's not attached, so make sure not to do that. Ripple cut is for only when you want everything at this red line to be brought to the other spot. At this point, I've added a few sound effects, all for specific reasons. At the beginning, we do have an immediate jump scare, so I added a sound effect that's really daunting to really emphasize that. And here... No! Wait!
Yeah, don't tell me I did it, no, please. No.
We lost one of our companions, so I added a sad piano, sad violin. Here I put no sound effects because of the suspense of the moment. I'll just go. And I added that bamboo sound effect at the end to add a little bit of comedic effect to me just leaving the situation. Now the last part we want to do is add subtitles. A lot of people don't watch things when they're supposed to, whether it's at school, at work, forgot their headphones on a bus or something. Having subtitles can really help because a lot of people can have access to understanding your video even without hearing what's going on. To add subtitles, I always go to titles, and I use this one, Text Plus, and when you click on it, you'll get this part over here, and this is where you can edit the text. So this is where you type it. You can change your font to whatever font that you have. I'll stick to Open Sans. I will increase the size, make it bold so it's easier to read. If you go to settings, it can be your normal transform settings that you do for images, video, everything. I usually put up a little bit so it's still centered, but I have room for multiple lines. If you go to shading over here and you select a second element and you enable it, you can have a outline on your text. I go to color, I do a black outline with white text. I put the thickness all the way, so now it's easier to see the text. You can also change the opacity if you wish. To make subtitling easier, I copy, Control-C, and paste so I don't have to do the settings for the text every single time. With this small part, I want to make it black and white. Sometimes having something over it can mess it up a bit, so I'm going to move the subtitle over for a second. Click on this part, go to this colorful circle, and you go to Sat, which stands for saturation. Put it down all the way, and as you can see, it turned black and white. Subtitle back, and now that part is black and white. This part, I want to add an image over it. Adding an image is very simple, just like anything else. You do File, Import, Media, or you can open a folder separately and drag it to your media center over here. And you drag it onto the timeline, wherever you want, and this kind of bracket icon will appear, and that's how you can change how long or short you want it to last. Something else you can do that I won't be using here is the transformation animation, I suppose is the best way to put it. So you see these diamonds over here. If you click on these diamonds, it will hold the position, in this case the image, right here. If you go to the end and you decide to change it, then the diamonds highlight here as well. So from this position to the other position you do, it slowly moves. How fast or slow that is all depends on the length, and you can do different things in the middle as well. So let's say we want the position to be different in the middle, so then it goes over there, and that is how you do a simple movement animation. Now we have a clip that is a lot funnier, a lot nicer than when we didn't do any edits at all. So here's why we did each edit. We add subtitles for people who do not have headphones and are listening in a place they can't listen to, or struggle listening in a loud environment. We cut out all dead space so that we have strictly the action and the important parts of the moment. We zoom in to important spots, important reactions, important things happening in the game. We change it to black and white for comedic effect of the sad moment. We start off the video with a loud sound to both grab attention and to emphasize the jump scare. And we add sound effects to each moment to match the mood even better. And since we're used to the edit now, let's see them back to back, the edit and the clip alone with nothing changed at all. No! Wait!
Yeah, don't tell me I did it. No, please.
I'll just go. No! Wait!
Yeah, don't tell me I did it. No, please.
I think that was me this time.
Hear another one.
Because I don't know that.
I hear another one.
Oh shit.
I don't know where, but I hear big stereo. Is it bubbles? Oh my god. The door's right there if you want to go outside, please.
Oh, I missed it. Hold on.
Oh. Have one more shot at it.
Ooh.
Oh!
I'll just go. See, there's a lot cut out, and for good reason. Now to export a video, you just put the name here, whatever you want to call it. For now, I'll just do bleh. Location, browse, choose whatever you want. I want it here. Do save. Now here is the format of the video. It usually starts off on QuickTime, but you're probably going to want to do MP4, and then you do add to render queue, and then you press render all when you're ready. It'll render the video into the file you selected, and it'll be done. I hope this helps people who are struggling to understand why their videos are a little bit flat and not quite as cool or exciting as they want it to be. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know. Any edits you see in my videos that I didn't show how to do in this one, I'll be happy to explain it to you. Or if there's a part of the video that you don't quite understand, I'll be happy to explain. If this video has helped you, please let me know, because that's what I'm doing it for. It's been a long time since I've done a tutorial, but I hope I'll be able to get to do more. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!